Hello everyone, my name is Amit Kumar and in this lecture we will study about the very important and very basic topic, that is preamble. So let's start. So this chapter has very much importance in prelims as well as in mains. So in this lecture we will study about preamble. What is preamble? What are ingredients of preamble? What is its significance? Is it part of is it part of our constitution? Can it be amended? So basically in this lecture we will at first see what is constitution, what is preamble. Means here we will see its definition, again its ingredients, what are the ingredients of preamble, next what is its significance, again is it part of our constitution, can it be amended, and lastly its important terms like sovereign, socialist, secular, democracy, etc. So let's start with very basic thing, that is what is constitution. I'm sorry, what is preamble? So what is preamble? Basically it is the preface. What is it? Preface. Preface, you must be knowing that each and every book has some preface which says its or preface tells about the vision. So it can be called as the preface. Next one, it is also called as introduction. Of constitution. Or it reflects the core values of the constitution. Here once again, what is preamble? It is the preface. Next one, it is the introduction of constitution. Third one is it reflects the core value. What are the core values of any constitution? Either it is socialist, either it is democratic, either it is republic, either it is secular, etc. So all these are core values of any constitution. Now we are going to define preamble. So here you write preamble is an introduction to the constitution that reflects the core values here add one more thing, that is core constitutional values. Core constitutional values of the constitution. So just remember only few important terms, that is introduction. As I told earlier, it is the introduction to any constitution. Second, it reflects the core constitutional values. Which are the values? That is democracy. Either a constitution is democratic, democracy, republic, either a nation or country is sovereign, either it is socialist. So all these terms are included in our constitution, and we will see all these terms in detail later. So is it clear? Yes. So next, now the question arises it that does it necessary to include a preamble in any constitution or law? No. Remember, does it necessary to include the preamble in the constitution or law? Answer is no, because there is no need to include a preamble in any constitution or law, because it is just an introduction of any constitution or law. So no need to include. But remember one thing, but most of the constitution of the world, most of the constitutions of the world include preamble. So it's up to the nation or up to the constitution that either it includes preamble in the constitution or not. It's up to the constitution or the nation. So other, we can take example of USA. Yes, it starts with preamble. India also has preamble. We are currently studying about it. Japan, etc. And even China. Chinese constitution also includes preamble. Clear? Next. Now, how or why constitution preamble was included in the preamble, or where does it come from? Actually, preamble of Indian Constitution is based on objective resolution that was prepared by Pandit Nehru. Pandit Nehru, in short. So, based on objective resolution. So, what was it? Actually, it was a blueprint of current preamble, and it was adopted on it was first moved then adopted. Moved on 13th December 1946, and it was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 22nd Jan 1947. Clear? So, when the question is asked or arise that where do the preamble come from, it comes from or it is based on objective resolution prepared by Pandit Nehru, and it was moved on to remember two important dates, that is 13 December 1946, and it was adopted by Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947. Clear? So, let's move. Now, add one more thing, that is preamble is a normative document. So, what does normative means? Normative comes from norms or rules. Here, as I told earlier, it is the introduction or preface to the Constitution. So, it actually sets norms for the legislature, executive and judiciary. We will talk it in details later. So, just remember that it is a normative document, that is, that sets norms or rules for the government. Next one. Now, after definition and about preamble, now we are moving towards the ingredients of preamble. What are the ingredients, or what does a preamble have? Ingredients of preamble. So, ingredient means what does a preamble include? Now, what is the first ingredient? First one is ideology or objective. Logies or objectives. Of the Constitution. Second ingredient is nature of Indian state. Nature of Indian state. Third one is source of authority of Constitution. And last one is very important term, and it is even in asked in prelims, that date of adoption. Date of adoption of the preamble. And what is the date? Anyone? No. 26 Jan. No. It's 26th November 1949. Remember this date. Yes. So, even in prelims, it is asked that what does the preamble includes, options are either it includes the date of adoption, date of enactment, or date of move on, or some other option. So always remember, it always includes date of adoption, that is 26 November 1949. Now, so let's talk about all these ingredients in details one by one. So first one is, what is ideology or objective of constitution? So as we know that when a state runs according to the constitution, it has some ideology. Ideology means either it is democratic. Yes, as in the case of India, India is a democratic country. We will talk about all these terms later in details. So just remember, India is a democratic country. Democratic country means power are in the hands of people. Or in the words of Abraham Lincoln, that is, what is democracy? Yes. So it is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Yes, means people are all in any democracy. So now democratic. Again, other ideology is republic, secularism, socialism, etc. Don't worry about all these terms, because we are going to study about all these terms in detail in later. So don't worry about that. Republic, generally people confuse about democracy and republic. So there is slight difference between republic. Republic means when there is a republic or a country is republic, it means always an elected head. Elected head. As in the case of India, it is the president. Who is it? President. So India is also a democratic country and a republic country. Clear? Next, in short, secularism. Secularism means no priority or privilege to any religion. We will talk about secularism in detail later. Okay, so simply means secularism means a state which does not give priority to any religion, particular religion. Clear? Next one, it talks about nature of the Indian state. Nature of the Indian state. All these are ideologies. Also, it also talks about nature of the state. Yes, as you have read about Preamble. Yes, it says India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. 5 terms are there. Is it? Yes. So what is it? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. So all these are nature of Indian state. So sovereign, India is a sovereign country. What does sovereign mean? Yes, India, sovereign means simply supremacy. India is supreme. What? Supreme. Yes, to take any decision inside its border, either making policies, rules and regulations, or which kind of relation it will have with its neighbor or other foreign countries. So all these are feature of sovereign country. Even a sovereign country can acquire any area of any other state or any other nation, or cede a part of its own area in the favor of other nation. Clear? Socialist? Yes, all these terms we will talk about later. Secular, as I told, secular. Democracy, told. Republic, told. Now, third one is source of authority. What is source of authority? As I told in previous lecture, that is, people confuse with the term authority. Is it? They generally consider it or use authority and power interchangeably, but there is slight difference between both. Authority is not equal to power. Why? Because power, when we say power, it is when generally it is used for force. You have, if you have power, you can make someone force or force someone to do a particular thing as per you, or any particular work as or according to you. That is force or power. Now, but when plus power includes power plus legitimacy is equal to authority. That is the difference between power and authority. Clear? Power, it talks about force, but when power is given by law, sanctioned by law, legitimacy means sanctioned by law, or here we can say state. Suppose in future you become a DM of a district, then you will have authority or the legitimate power. So, but the goons, no, terrorists, they have power. So, have authority. You are fighting for authority. You are not fighting for power. Clear? Yes. Now, and fourth important ingredient of a preamble is date of adoption. Very simple. Okay, yes, it talks about means when the preamble was adopted. Okay, very basic and factual question. Either it comes in prelims, generally it comes in prelims or may come in prelims, that preamble consists date of adoption. Clear? No. Only date of adoption. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Now, ingredients. After ingredients, we will talk about significance. Just right. What are significances of preamble? Right? So generally there are two significances. What are they? So first one is it embodies or includes philosophies or fundamental values. Of the Constitution. First significance, what embodies philosophies or fundamental values of Constitution. As I told earlier, what are the philosophies? That is socialism, secularism, etc. So it embodies basic philosophies: socialism, secularism. As I told earlier, secularism means what? No privilege or what? Yes, means equal treatment to all religion. Generally, secularism means equal treatment to all religion. Now, socialism when we talk, it is basically an economic term. Anyone from political science background? So, what is it? Who talks about socialism? Karl Marx. Yes. So, generally, we know Karl Marx. When we talk about socialism, you can't forget the name of Karl Marx. Clear? So, it is an economic term which says that means of production should be controlled by the state. Clear? Yes. Means means of production will be controlled by state. So there is no concentration of wealth in the hands of individuals. Clear? Yes. It's and what is opposite of socialism? Yes. The opposite of socialism is capitalism. Clear? So capitalism, it means concentration of or control of means of production in the hands of few individuals. Clear? Yes. Next one. Second significance. Yes. Just right. Okay. So now, second significance of preamble is it reflects what? It reflects the vision of Constituent Assembly or our constitutional fathers. The dream or vision of the Constituent Assembly in bracket you can write constitutional fathers. Constitutional fathers. Yes. So what was the dream or vision of our Constituent Assembly or constitutional fathers? Yes. They dreamed about a very peaceful and a welfare state. Yes. So say that's why they talked about no that India is a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic country. Yes. So all these are generally all these terms reflect the vision or dream of our constitutional fathers. Clear? And the beauty of Indian Constitution is even after 75 years it is still working. And a country like third world country like India. See the example of rest of the third world countries. What is happening? Yes. Means constitutional fabric has been either completely destroyed or partially destroyed, or if constitution exists, it's not working. Yes. There is political chaos or military coup, etc. Clear? Now, next one. After significance, now another we will talk about preamble, that is it is non-justiciable in nature. Non-justiciable in nature. So what does it mean, non-justiciable? That is, it can't be enforced by the courts. Courts here. Courts in India, yes, that is Supreme Court and High Court. Yes, as you know that in the case of fundamental rights, we will talk about later or in next classes, that fundamental right is justiciable in nature, means it can fundamental rights can be enforced by the court, that is Supreme Court or High Court. If there is violation of your fundamental rights, then you can directly move to the Supreme Court or High Court for its enforcement. But for preamble, you are not allowed to go to the Supreme Court or either High Court. Clear? So this term non-justiciable means it can't be enforced by law. Which can't be? It means preamble. Whichever part, okay, that is non-justiciable, you can't go to the court for its enforcement. Another part is, we will study about later, that is directive principle of state policies. It is also non-justiciable. Yes, so remember, that is preamble and directive principle of state policies, both are non-justiciable. Clear? But fundamental rights justiciable in nature. Yes, means in simple terms, you can again understand it like this, that non-justiciable means judiciary can't interfere in case of violations. Okay, suppose a state is not making policies to make it a socialist country or to make it a secular country. You can't go to the court and say that, sir, our country or our state is not making rules to make our country a secular. Yes, but in case of violation of your fundamental right regarding your religion or religious rights of minorities, they can directly move to the Supreme Court or High Court for their enforcement. Clear? Yes. And one more important thing is, that is about preamble is, preamble, it is also very factual question, and that may be asked in future in prelims. Okay, so preamble is neither the source of power of legislature nor restriction on the legislature. Clear? So preamble is neither source of power nor restriction, both, nothing. As I told earlier, it is what? Non-justiciable, can't be enforced by court. You can't go to the court for their violation. So again, preamble is neither source of power for legislature, means if the question is asked that legislature derives its power from preamble, is it right? No. Simply answer no, because it is neither source of power of legislature. And does it put restriction on the power of legislature? No. The answer is no. Again, no. Clear? No. So neither source of power and nor puts restriction on legislature. Clear? Good. So shall I move on? Okay, that's it. Now the very important and not factual but a conceptual question arises, that, and it can be asked in prelims, even in means. Okay, so the question arises that is preamble part of our constitution? What do you think? Not the part of constitution. Let's see. Is preamble part of our or Indian, let's say Indian constitution? Yes. So this matter first arose in 1960. Okay. So here remember 4 important case laws. Okay. Sorry, it's 3 important case laws. First one is Berubari. It's body Bengal. In Bengal, body it means generally the term body is used for home. Clear? So Berubari Union case 1960. The first case law. Second one is very famous case, Kesavananda Bharati case. Bharati case. Yes, the landmark judgment of our constitution. Okay, we will study about all these case laws in detail in our chapter fundamental rights. Okay, so here you know about this case laws in short. In fundamental right chapter, we will study about this case laws in very detail. Clear? It's 1973. Actually, exact date what? 24th April 1973. Exact date what? But it's not necessary to remember the exact date. Okay. So, and third important case is LIC of India case. India case 1995. So, whenever you read preamble, remember these 3 important case laws. Okay, because without these 3 case laws, your information is incomplete. And basically, when the question arises, is regarding part. Is preamble part of Indian Constitution? Clear? Now, so the first case, that is Berubari Union case. In this case, Supreme Court said that no, preamble is not the part of our constitution. Not the part of constitution. Okay, so remember one thing, that whenever a judgment is given by Supreme Court, the judgment generally, anyone from law background? No. Okay. So you would be knowing that whenever a judgment is written, proper reasons are given by the court why this judgment has been delivered. Okay, and even judgments are written in 100 pages, sometimes 1000 pages, if the case is regarding very wide public interest. Okay, so the reason is why Supreme Court said that no, preamble is not the part of constitution. Clear? So here, let me erase it. Keep writing. So, why not the part of constitution? Clear? Know the reason. Remember one thing, it's polity. Okay, and here the only one thing matters, that is why. Remember why. Always remember why. Always ask yourself why. Why such provisions are there? Why not this? Why this is? Always remember why. Clear? So, why? Why not the part of constitution? Why preamble is not the part of constitution? Here, Supreme Court, the Supreme Court of our Honorable Supreme Court, okay, took inspiration, okay, or precedence from US Constitution. Okay, few minutes ago, as I told earlier, that US Constitution also includes preamble. No, so as it took inspiration or precedence from US Constitution. And what does US Constitution says? It says preamble is not the part of constitution. Clear? So our Honorable Supreme Court copied this statement. Okay, that as in US Constitution, the US Constitution does not accept preamble as its own part. Same, we can follow that pattern. And Supreme Court, that's why Supreme Court gave the judgment in Berubari Union case that preamble is not the part of constitution. Clear? Then what did it say? What did Supreme Court say in Berubari Union case? It said that it is the key. What? It is the key to understand the vision of the constitution. Okay, accepted that it has importance, preamble has importance, it is the key to understand the vision of constitution, but it did not accept it as its part or part of constitution. Clear? Now let's move on. Right, second important case is Kesavananda Bharati case. (1973). Okay, so someone asked me that should I or write the year in brackets? The answer is yes. It is value addition. So always whenever you write any case law, mention the year in the bracket. Okay, it knocks the mind of examiner. No, and if possible, that is not possible for each and every case, mention the exact date. If possible, it's okay, and not possible, then always mention the year. Clear? So what happened in Kesavananda Bharati case? In this case, Supreme Court accepted its own fault, its own mistake that it committed in Berubari Union case, and in this case, Supreme Court, our honorable Supreme Court, said yes to what? The preamble is, and what did it say? Now in Berubari Union case, it said it is not the part of constitution, and in Kesavananda Bharati case, what did it say? It said that it is an integral part of our, or say, no, do not write our, of the Indian Constitution. So which part, which type of part? Integral part. It means yes, ये अभिन्न अंग है. What is it? अभिन्न अंग means it can't be separated from our constitution. Like our hand, our head, our legs, all these are integral part of our body. You can't separate them. Clear? In the same way, in Kesavananda Bharati case, Supreme Court realized its mistake in previous Berubari Union case that it had delivered. Okay, now it accepted that it is an integral part. Okay, integral part means that can't be separated. Clear? Right? Now completely changed its statement. No. Yes. No. Yes, the Supreme Court has power, okay, to reverse its own judgment. It can rewrite its own judgment 100 times, unlimited times. In some case, it can say yes. In next case, no. In some case, it can take the balanced approach. Okay, it has regarding its own judgment, it has exclusive power or absolute power. Clear? It can interpret the law or constitution its own way. Okay, actually it depends upon the minds of judges. No, you know na, that judiciary is the final interpreter of our constitution. Judiciary means generally Supreme Court or High Court. Both can interpret. Lower judiciary, no, only High Court or only Supreme Court or High Court. Yes, subordinate courts are not allowed to interpret the constitution. Okay, they will have to follow what Supreme Court or the High Court of that state says. Clear? Yes. Third important case is LIC of India case. in this which year? 1995. Yes. Again, yes. So the Supreme Court maintained its earlier verdict of Kesavananda Bharati case, and just few minutes ago, as I told earlier, Kesavananda Bharati case, what did it say? Yes, an integral part. Preamble is an integral part. Is an integral part of the Indian Constitution. Right? So again, yes, maintained its earlier verdict, and again it's repeated that what? Same statement, it's repeated that it is an integral part. Earlier verdict. Same. Okay? कोई छेड़छाड़ नहीं, ठीक है? Okay. So now, what is the current status? What is the current status of preamble? Current status means, is it currently, or judiciary accepted it current part of our constitution? Yes. Now currently the preamble, in short I am writing this like this, preamble is the part of Indian Constitution. Clear? So current status is that part of Indian Constitution. Okay, whenever a question is asked or maybe asked in the future that preamble is part of constitution, our constitution or not, then simply say yes, yes it is a part of our constitution. Yes, mention two cases. No, at first mention Kesavananda Bharati case, then secondary is LIC of India case. Clear? Yes. Now move on to next. Now the question arises that as we here what okay. So what it is, we say that preamble is the part of an integral part, don't say part, an integral part of our constitution. Now the question arises is, can the preamble be amended? Very much conceptual question. Okay, again it can be asked in preamble, prelims. So the answer is yes, you can amend the preamble. Means not you, the legislature. Okay. So when did this question arise first? Okay, always what I said earlier, that always remember only one basic thing, that is why. Ask question why again and again. Why such provisions are there? Why such judgment is there? What is the reason? What is the logic behind this judgment? Clear? So the first question, keep writing, regarding amendment of the preamble arised in very famous case, Kesavananda Bharati case. Okay, 1973, always mention. Okay, so remember one thing, that during polity, this one or this case is the most important case you have to study in detail. Okay, we will study about this case in our topic fundamental right in very detail. Okay, you need to know about it. Okay, and what are the importance of this case we will study later. So first question arised regarding amendment is Kesavananda Bharati case. Okay, so what was the judgment of Supreme Court, or what did the Supreme Court say? The Supreme Court, yes, Supreme Court held that the preamble can be amended. Okay, the Supreme Court permitted that it can be amended. Okay, now but it put a restriction. Okay, amended without destructing the basic structure, right, in inverted commas, basic structure. Of the Constitution. Right. So now you will ask what is basic structure. See. Okay. So remember one thing, that basic structure. Remember one thing, it is nowhere defined in our Constitution. First, remember one thing. First, that it is nowhere defined in the Constitution. Also a factual question that can be asked in prelims, that where basic structure, or in which part of Constitution basic structure has been defined, or is it defined in the Constitution? The answer is clearly no. Okay, nowhere defined in the Constitution, right? So what are the basic structures? Generally basic structure means foundation. Okay, which after, if you change that provisions, it will destroy the fabric of the Constitution. Suppose what? Federalism. It is the basic structure of our Constitution. Federalism means what? Separation of power or division of power? Division of powers between center and states. So you can't destroy this, or you can't amend this provision. Okay, again secularism, also very basic structure or very basic feature of Indian Constitution. Okay, and this term was included in our preamble by 42nd Amendment Act. No, 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. We will study it in detail in later. Okay, so basic structure. So what if? So the question was, can the preamble be amended? The question is yes. And which case? The question arised in Kesavananda Bharati case, and the SC held that, Supreme Court held that preamble can be amended without destroying the basic structure of the Constitution. Clear? Now move on. Now the question is, as I told, that date of adoption is, what is the date of adoption? Date of adoption of preamble is of preamble 26 November 1949. No. Yes. Now The question arises that why preamble was inserted in the constitution later, not earlier. Okay, or why preamble? Remember one thing, that preamble was not prepared earlier. Okay, before constitution, preamble was moved on in the form of a blueprint named objective resolution, as I told earlier in the very beginning of this class, that its blueprint was prepared by Pandit Nehru, okay, and moved on 13th December 1946. Okay, but it was inserted in the constitution. Okay, sorry, yes, in the constitution at the end. Okay, clear? So what was the reason why the preamble was inserted why the preamble was inserted at the end? Okay, so the answer is yes, here is right. Okay, the preamble was inserted at the end. Add one more of the constitution. Inserted at the end of the constitution to ensure it was in conformity with the Constituent Assembly. Okay, so what does the term in conformity with the Constituent Assembly? Okay, so basically constitution was prepared earlier. Okay, its blueprint was ready, drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar with his colleagues. Okay, so now the question arises that why preamble was inserted at the end? So because it was the draft or blueprint of the preamble was already prepared by Pandit Nehru. Okay, and constitution was already there. Okay, so a motion was passed. Okay, by the Constituent Assembly, and it was passed with majority. Okay, the motion regarding the preamble was passed with majority, and the Constituent Assembly accepted and adopted. These terms are written in the preamble itself. Okay, that this preamble is adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1946. Clear? So, to means there would be to remove, okay, or to what? Ensure conformity, okay, with the Constituent Assembly. It was included or inserted at the end of the Constitution. Clear? Remember one thing, as you know that preamble can also be like scholar like N.A. Palkiwal. Okay, N.A. Palkiwal. Okay, he called it as identity card of the Constitution. Okay, so what did it say? What did he say? Okay, that preamble is the identity card of the Constitution. So it is very simple process that if you join any organization, even your institute or college or school, okay, then you first take admission and then your identity card is issued. At the first it is issued. No, yes. At the end means after your admission procedure are completed and you have paid the fees, okay, then the institute will issue you the identity card. Clear? Yes. In the same way, that's why N.A. Palkiwala called it identity card of the Constitution, and identity card in the same logic you can think about that. No. Remember one thing, that whenever a question asked or question is being asked, it will not come directly or straightforwardly. Okay. So think about. Okay. Yes. Be logical there. Even you can answer such questions, okay, that you haven't read. So apply your mind. That's why I am teaching in so much detail. I am there. Okay, thank you. So clear, each and everything clear? Any doubts? No? Why no doubts? I have cleared your all doubts. Okay, let's see in next class. Okay, so that's all for now in this class, and in next class we will talk about the basic terms, okay, regarding preamble. Okay, so in next class we will talk about what, the very important terms that is included in preamble, that is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Okay, so in next class we will study about all these terms one by one and in very detail. Okay, so okay, just go read and revise and understand, and if any doubts arise in your mind, do ask. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.